From an online dating service.
Okay, you're not signing me up on a dating service.
Signing you up for online dating, that would be interesting.
Before this gets out of control, like my non-existent affair with Karpov's attorney, you both need to understand that my personal life is off limits.
Okay, with all due respect, Stone Cold, this actually doesn't...
Jason, the world doesn't revolve around you. Not that it would do any good signing you up for online dating. I mean, what would we list as your hobbies? Cleans guns and shoots people? If you want to be miserable and alone for the rest of your life, that's your problem. Spinelli and I, we're going to help out someone who'd be a little more appreciative.
Who?
Carly.
The last thing Carly needs is a bunch of strangers coming onto her over the internet.
I think you know nothing about women.
Actually, Stone Cold is quite knowledgeable on the subject of the distaff gender.
The what?
Women. They're drawn to Stone Cold like moths to a flame.
So he's hot, but he doesn't know what women feel or want.
Okay, this is about Carly.
Yeah, and when a woman has had her heart stomped on, nothing makes her feel better than some hot, eligible men hitting on her.
Not to rule out males of a more steadfast, nature with loyalty and intelligence, if somewhat substandard physical prowess.
This would be good for Carly.
No, it wouldn't.
Do you think you could rustle up some support for your friend Spinelli?
Okay, how am I not supporting Spinelli?
Well, this whole internet dating thing was his idea.
Hey, but if Stone Cold thinks it's detrimental...
Oh, well, iffy about it at first, but now I'm thinking, hey, can't be that bad.
Okay, you gotta understand that when Carly is going through something like this, she can make some crazy choices. She could hook up with some guy who's a psycho or abusive.
I wanted to aid the heartbroken Valkyrie, not place her in jeopardy.
Good. Maybe you can find some other way to help her.
Don't. Who put you in charge of anyone's dating life?
The doctor being to check up on her.
Dr. Fox just started his rounds. Your vitals look good, but how are you feeling?
I'm tired, but I'm okay.
Will she need any more tests or anything like that?
Well, that's for the doctor to decide. Don't worry, she's doing well.
You're bullying Spinelli into thinking he's making a horrible mistake.
Hey, what are you talking about? I just told him not to sign Carly up on an online dating service.
Who says you get to dictate what Spinelli does or doesn't do for Carly?
Maxi need not rally to the Jackal's defense so vociferously.
I'll be as vociferous as I please. Just because Spinelli and Carly put up with you doesn't mean you get to dictate their love lives.
If you guys are determined to do this, talk to Carly. Don't do it behind her back.
That is a suggestion worth contemplation.
And please do it somewhere else. I have an appointment.
Fine. We're going. And you need to get a handle on your control issues.
How you doing?
Hey, they took Nadine for some more tests.
That isn't what I asked. In case you don't remember, you were also in a fire last night. You hadn't even changed out of your city clothes.
I know. I should probably call Alfred on
He already
my cell
called.
phone.
I told him you were okay.
Oh, how's Spencer? Did he
He's
say?
fine. He's fine. Alfred said he's got everything under control and you can stay here as long as you need. Which is good, since obviously something's keeping you here.
Yeah. I feel so restless sometimes, like I'm coming out of my own skin, and I try to find some purpose or meaning in this whole thing. I mean, that's what the clinic was for, and then Nadine almost died there.
Nikolas, the fire wasn't your fault.
No.
In fact, you saved Nadine and Matt's lives.
I know, it's just... It makes you not want to invest or care about anything that you love because it can be taken away from you so easily.
You know what I think? I think it scared you to see Nadine in danger. And whether you wanted to or not, it made you realize that you care for her. And now you're alive and she's alive, and what happens next? You can either hide from what's in front of you or take the chance while you can.
Where have you been?
I had to change my shoes. I wasn't walking tall enough. Of course, that happens when you lean on a man.
What?
All right, now, the city council is going to ask you some very tough questions before they simply hand out building permits. So, your answers need to sound sincere. Since you are a man, and all men are good liars, that shouldn't be very difficult for you.
Are you okay?
You know what? Who's to say you haven't cheated on me?
If you haven't cheated on me yet, you will.
I said nothing about cheating.
You made it crystal clear that you heartily condone it.
You know what this is? This is a guilty conscience.
Excuse me?
You're going on the attack to cover up the fact that you cheated on me.
That is a ridiculous assertion. Now you are just grasping at straws.
I don't hear you denying it.
It's because it's beneath my dignity to even discuss it.
Well, excuse me for lowering your standards.
Okay, you know what you're doing now? You're being a typical man trying to turn your transgression back on me.
You just can't admit you're wrong.
I'm right, you're wrong. That is a tactic used only by the desperate.
There you go again, doing what you always do, treating everything like it's some kind of legal argument.
Well, I'm sorry. If you find my manner overbearing and abrasive, you should have spoken up months ago.
Okay, both of you, stop now. Look, I don't know what's going on
I'll tell you what's going on. What's going on is Mr. G and Betty willing to trade in a mature, career-driven, intelligent woman for a cheap 20-something in a tight sweater.
You'd rather be with the boss than the flunky. No wonder why you didn't want Kate to marry Mr. C. You probably wanted him all for yourself.
That is patently absurd.
All Mr. C's lady lawyers eventually fall for him.
Me? Attracted to Sonny? I have never been so insulted in my life.
Okay, maybe I...
But you know what, Max? Now that I think of it, you bring up an excellent point. Why did I choose the bodyguard over, let's say, an attorney or a venture capitalist? I could be spending my weekends in intellectual pursuits rather than holed up in some rickety cabin fishing till my waders rot.
You said you liked to fish.
Well, of course. Who wouldn't enjoy spearing the cheek of an innocent trout with a needle?
Then don't go fishing with me. Go to a polo game with some stuffy banker instead.
Consider it done. My slumming days are over. We're through.
Diane, maybe we...
I don't want to hear it. Be gone with you. Boy toy. Oh, God.